beautiful day here. August something or other, right dead in the middle of August. And it's cloudy and it's cool and it's pretty. This whole deal with this global warming is that we've never been here before. And not even the very smartest of us, the wisest, the most learned, know what's coming next. And I don't either. But I found it very interesting to watch. I wish we'd do something about it, but so far nobody's even talking about it. Oh, they're talking about it, but they're not serious. If we were serious, we'd be trying to find some way to get rid of cars. Right now, today, tomorrow. I don't care how many solar panels you put up. If cars are out there, we ain't gaining on this, people. We're losing our asses. I've been playing a lot. See, I'm just lazy, And it's got an open place because the guitar's open C. If you've been listening to me for a time, you know that one of my constant concerns is the way that we muddy up our language with buzz phrases. We take something, we make it into a buzz phrase. I've talked to you 1,000 times about how we did that with awesome. I'm afraid that people right now are going to do it to PTSD, and that kind of bums me out because if you happen to have it, it's a very real problem. I recently recorded a video on that. And thereafter, literally, people use literally now like they used to use doggone sure. I was doggone sure going to go out there and stomp the living shit out of that toad. Now they say, I was literally going to go out there and stomp the existing feces out of that toad. The hillbilly was telling the truth. We're not literally going to do this. But what's happened this year is orders of magnitude worse. It's something that I could never foresee. If you are following the American presidential election, and everyone that I know personally is, but I don't know a lot of people. But if you are, you see that there has been a conscious, broad spectrum decision on the part of the Republican Party to just say words without regard to any empirical, measurable fact, including videos of the things that same person said the day before. We have done this thing that the Republican Party has this thing going where they're trying to take the whole English language away from us, where they're trying to make it so that there is no meaning. It is like when I was shortly after I got home from Vietnam, I ate a lot of LSD for a few years. If this presidential election was an LSD experience, it would be called a bad trip. Things happen to you under the grip of LSD, like your native language loses all meaning, and people talk to you, and they're saying, "He's back, it's normal, he's not sneaking so," and like you don't have any idea what they said. And that's almost not as bad as what's happening now, because people talk and they use actual words, you know. They use words like president and founder and ISIS. They use words like successful and Muslim and terrorist, attack, pretending that the worst attack that ever took place on this soil since at least the War of 1812 happened in his town on his watch. This is not about lying. These people are not lying. They know that to anyone for whom words have meaning, that sentence isn't going anywhere. Everybody knows. Everybody in America knows. People who weren't born on September 11th, 2001 know what happened. And Rudy Giuliani stands up in front of the whole world. And, oh man, that string's way flat. And he says, no, it's not. Sharp, okay. He says there were no, you know what he said, you've heard it, I don't have to tell you. And all the stuff that the buffoon says, that the guy with the orange hair, it's not an attempt to deceive anyone. Okay, if I lie to you, I'm trying to deceive you. I might say to you, you know, I might say, you know, I paid $10,000 for this guitar. And if you just got here and you haven't watched all my videos where I bragged about making it, you might believe it, okay? This is not, I don't know how to express this. These people are attacking all that's holy. They're attacking our ability as a race, and I don't mean white race, black race, brown race, I mean human race. They're attacking our ability as the human race to communicate meaning to one another. We will all be separate lunatics in strapped shirts. If we have no language, if we cannot speak. I've told you in other videos about my father's aphasia. I haven't told you how I tortured him. It took 33 years after those strokes. And he would say, I think that it was gone. All the nouns, all the verbs, all the meaning of the language had been erased from his mind by a stroke. I was no longer living in his home, but I was in and out for the whole 33 years. And after he said, I think that after a long time, he'd say, because he realized that it was hopeless. And after years, after maybe, I don't know how long, 17, 18, 19 years, he stopped trying. Because it was gone and he couldn't get it back. People, we need this language. As a civilized creature, we need an agreement that the science that everything we live in and alone, our cars and our airplanes and our televisions and our electric guitars and amplifiers, video cameras and all that stuff, your goddamn Roundup ready soybeans are based on the same science that says we evolved here. I don't want to talk about your goddamn Bible anymore. Take it away. Take it to church. Do not speak of it in my presence if you're talking where science belongs. Now, if you want to say to me, in fact, I might say to you, Jesus said you would be judged on how you treated the least of these, my brethren. Because, my friends, there is no way to empirically disprove that statement. So you may choose to believe it, or you may choose to not believe it. But no one has the power to say bullshit because nobody can prove it. But when you start talking about DNA and how things evolved and how the world got here and 5 billion years, I don't want to talk about it. That's a done deal. We know those answers. And it's exactly the same way about global warming. We're living with it. I don't know what it's going to do. Nobody knows what it's going to do. Unlike most people, although I don't claim to be a genius. I was a repairman all my life. What I did was I went in someplace and somebody said, my Gizmuchahawkus isn't fumbulating. And I'd say, okay, well, which one's the Gizmuchahawkus? And they'd take me over to it and I'd say, okay, what's it do when it defumbulates? And they would say to me, you've never seen one, you don't know what it is, you're going to fix it. And I would say, yeah, that's right. Tell me what it's supposed to do and I'll make it do it. And they would tell me what it was supposed to do and I would make it do it. This is the names have been changed to protect the lousy memory, but this event really happened to me when I worked at KU Med. Lady points over there at the wall, it's got about 5 pieces of equipment on it. You can't identify any of them. Her hydroculator's not working. She goes like, over there. And I go, okay, which one is it? Anyway, I can tell you something that nobody else is telling you. We know that at least half of the global warming mess is coming from our cars. We know that they're going to be the hardest thing to get rid of. If we're not talking about cars, I don't even want to hear it. You know, don't bother me. If you want to talk about fixing this, okay, come back and we'll talk about fixing it. I got some ideas how we might fix it. They're all half-baked, crazy ideas, but I'm thinking about them. People go over here and they fly all over the world and they have some big thing someplace in some city and they say, we will reduce our Nismar by half, like I'll saying, and we'll have that done by Nismar harmonization. And then after that, Paris, London, Washington, D.C., New York, Baltimore, and Miami will all be underwater, but it'll be fun. Getting there. Okay, so, but even that, it's not like what these people have done. These Republicans, all of of them, not just a few. I mean, you know, it's kind of got its root, its obvious focal point in the great buffoon that they nominated as their presidential candidate. But, you know, all of them. I mean, Mitch McConnell's been doing this for years. Well, you know, Marco Rubio just sat down and on TV, and somebody said, should the United States, or should the Republican Party try to acknowledge real science? And he said, well, I'm not really qualified to answer that question. You're not? Gee, Marco, I thought you were running to be one of the 100 men who decided what we do about our problems in this country. And you're not qualified to decide whether we should actually use science in those decisions? How did you get on TV? Oh, science. Oh, that's right. How did you get to the TV station? Oh, science. That's right. I remember. Who made your, where had your clothes get made? Oh, science. Your clothes were made by science. That's right. You know, is your house warm? No, you live in Miami. Is your house cool? Or someplace in Florida, I don't know. If your house is cool, Buster, that's science, okay? For God's sake, I'm a repairman. I don't have a college degree. I am offended to live in a country where somebody trying to lead the country would say he's not qualified to judge whether or not we should follow science. These people have absolutely debased the language to the point where it is useless. I propose, in all seriousness, that we just shut down all the TV transmitters in the United States for 30 days. Everybody just catch your breath, okay? There's no reason, nobody on TV can be believed. Okay? And personally, I believe Hillary Clinton when she's talking right now. I believe she will try to do the things she's talking about. I believe that. I'm an old Democrat, and these are old Democratic solutions, and I like them. But she's not pretending we don't have science, and she's not pretending that words don't have meaning. Whether she can do it or not, she's using the words in ways that have provable, empirical reference. That's how language works. I get dictionaries all over this house. If you can't make a referent to a word and accomplish a meaning, that's not language. I don't know what it is, but it's not language. So I propose that we just turn off all the TVs and all the radios, and everybody catch your breath, and everybody shut up. Because there's not like that. You think the reporters are talking language? Yeah, they're just doing the same thing. They're just throwing out words they used to have meaning. You know, email used to mean something, but it doesn't mean anything anymore. I mean, you know, the guy said something, and they put that on the air, you know, and then 3 weeks later he said, no, that was wrong. It's the opposite. They never put that on the air. They got the thing he said first. You know, they like that one better. People, empirical, testable, proof. If you are not broadcasting what is empirically and testably true, if there is the possibility of that test, you are failing your obligation and your license should be taken from you. This is really serious. This is civilization. People want to talk about whether the Christians versus the Muslims is... No, the clash of civilizations is between the incoherent anarchists, and in that group I include Donald Trump, Mitch McConnell, Paul Ryan, Paul Manafort, all those people. They're actually anarchists. They want to destroy our entire government so that the earlier system can take place. The earlier system was the people with all the money and guns ran everything. And we invented this thing we call, you know, a republic, and we got this deal where we squabble with each other and call each other liars and have elections and choose somebody who's reasonably tolerable, and he runs the place for 4 years, and we choose 435 other morons who are not doing anything, but that's our failure because, you know, 435 of them we could fire every 2 years. You know, they're only there because we keep putting them back in. It's not their fault they're crooks. It's our fault they're crooks. Okay. well, there's other faults, but that's basically, the voters are responsible for them. But even at that, we had this thing, and it's okay, it's not perfect, but if we lose it, then it's money and guns. I don't want to live in that country. We need a language so that we can discuss ideas, and these people are willfully destroying it. I don't know what to do about it, but one thing is to just quit listening. Cut them off from your ears. Don't allow them to pollute your ears with their madness. It doesn't matter what Donald Trump says tomorrow, okay? Because it's just going to be more bullshit. It's going to be a made-up thing. I don't care what comes out of his imagination tomorrow. I don't care. He has said enough now that I know what he is, and I know what he's doing. I don't recognize an obligation to acknowledge another word out of him, and I feel the same about the rest of them. Rudy Giuliani should be in an institution someplace. I guarantee you, if I went out and started yelling like he does, I would be in an institution someplace. There's no question about it. People would take you away and lock you up. That man is not well. Everybody just goes, it's politics. No, politics is the other thing. That you got two ways of deciding a government. You got politics, you got war. Okay? Politics is the one I prefer. This thing that's going on now, this isn't politics. I'm not sure what it is, but it's not politics. I could talk forever. I'm really upset. Thanks for listening. Bye.